So we were talking about the Kansas City Chiefs, Wizard of Oz, red hair. So when you think about Kansas City, you think about Kansas and Wizard of Oz and Osiris and Set and the whole story that I told you in the previous video. Linking to like red hair, love, Valentine, Scottish Rite. So when we looked up the events, we talked about Usher and how that went with Usher performing with us. You know, so her was on stage with Usher. So we talked about that. Next, we talk about Valentinian after Usher. Valentinian III came to power October 23rd at the age of 6. And, you know, Kansas City, the Chiefs won on 2/11 for the Super Bowl. Then it was Valentine's Day, it was Mardi Gras. Then they had the parade, and people had passed away at the parade. So all that for like this, you know, Scottish Rite, Brutus, who was, I think, passed away October 23rd. So Brutus has a portal. Brutus took out Caesar. So a lot of energy there with like the Roman Empire. Rome is where Italy is, the Vatican, the Umbrella Corporation. I call it Resident Evil. If you ever watch Resident Evil, the Umbrella Corporation, the cross, the red cross in Resident Evil, it looks like the Umbrella Corporation of the cross of the Vatican. So when you look at the Vatican, red cross looks the same way. Vatican does a lot of spiritual work. They have the Holy See. They are connected with energy. So go watch some Dan Brown, Da Vinci Code movies, the Angels and Demons, Angels and Devils, all those movies. They explain like the Vatican and CERN. It's like there's a race between spirituality and science, which is the same thing, but science just kind of tells everybody they know for sure this is true. You know, it's kind of like me with birthday decodes. I'm telling you about the birthday decodes. Before I know about birthday decodes, I just realized people started to look the same. I'm like, why do people look the same? Oh, because they're born around the same day. They pass away around the same day. They're doing the same stories. They're having movies about us, and it's based on birthdays. So it's like a science of like, I could not prove to you, but I can show to you how my brain works when I see things in my dreams or when I'm channeling things. So when I talk about my decodes, at least you know how your birthday works, and that will help you get the science and the numerology, gematria behind your birthday and events and people to understand how things work. So CERN and science and religions is a lot going on right now. We're in spiritual warfare, science warfare. The minute that you know the truth, you won't look to the Vatican for answers because they've been trying to hold your consciousness using the Jesus story as a way to hold it, knowing that one day science to prove it will show like, hey, you know, people can transfer consciousness to computers. So then where's God in that? Like, so we are energy. So we don't just live in our body. We go to sleep and we dream and we travel. You want to know who you're traveling with. That's where the birthday decodes come in. You want to know when you were born, what events were happening, because you might have came from one of those events passing away. If someone passes away on your birthday, you might have been that person. You know, so you want to know. One event you want to look up is Henday Station. I don't want to show a lot of information. It happened October 23rd. TikTok will take it down, so I'm leaving out some names. Francisco Franco is one of the names to look up. Henday Station and Francisco Franco to figure that out. Which I had just brought up the other day because I did a November 20th birthday decode, which is Biden's birthday. Same birthday as this guy passing away. I feel like the energy, sometimes they have similar energies. Not that they're reincarnated, but you could still carry energies. Like if you're an actor born around a birthday, you could still act like somebody. So if you're channeling somebody, you can, even if they are not passed away when you're channeling them, because the energy is still, when you're sleeping, you're not awake. So anybody can channel you. That's what actors do, channel energies alive and unalive. Which reminds me of the meme with the red eyes. And so it reminds me like the bullseye of the Taurus constellation, which Set's sister-in-law is Taurus. So that if you watch the 11/20 birthday decode I did on YouTube and TikTok, you'll see this story. So I'm not going to go into it a lot, but just know the Kansas City's Chiefs, the red eyes, you know, Scottish Rite, Mary Magdalene, all these events are related. Another event that happened was Flight 28, so look that up. Mid-air collision with some aircrafts, because you might have been one of the ones on board that got reincarnated to be here. So if you remember passing away in a plane crash, maybe because you want a plane, that's why it's important to look at events, because you might have been part of those events. Also look up religious holidays. A lot of times people that are religious look into your energy to create Bibles and books and scripture and channeling and become a say and be maters. So look up these people. If any of their faces look familiar, if there's a painting or a picture, you might want to see if they're trying to channel you, because they might be trying to channel you with information when we're getting closer to heaven on earth, which is going to be the future of heaven on earth. People like Peter Pascal, right? So the name Peter Pascal I brought up previously in the part 6, I think, or 5 of one of these decodes for October 23rd. It reminded me of Pedro Pascal, you know, April 2nd birthday, which I brought up before. So him being born 12/27, which is part of my birthday. My birthday is 2/27. Mary Magdalene's feast day is 7/22. If you make the /1 on 2/27, it's also 12/27 for my birthday So that year that he was born is like a numerology is connected to me, and I'm a Pisces, which is connected to Scorpio. Pisces and Scorpio are married. They have a Cancer child, Anubis. So Pisces is Nephthys, Set is Scorpio. They have a child, Anubis. So this energy right here just reminds me of Pedro Pascal, because that's one of the names. Which I said go into Trump, and since we're going to election year, think Trump versus, Trump. He's like, I think, a Gemini and a Taurus, which is, Taurus is that energy that is the sister-in-law of Set. So they're related astrally in the astral, because Gemini is Thoth, which goes in Chadwick Boseman, who played Thoth in Gods of Egypt, who passed away in Scorpio, no, who was born in Scorpio, Sagittarius, and passed away in like Leo, Hathor, Virgo. So this energy is very familiar. So think Maxwell Lord. Who was he with on Gilligan's Island? Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey on Gilligan's Island, if you know what I'm saying. Talking about the Sophia robot. Sophia robot is based off Audrey Hepburn. So Ariana Grande played the redhead, and that's so, what is it called? Victorious. And then you have Victoria Vega, think Vega constellation, think the cats, there's a whole Sphinx going on. So this is the energy Maxwell Lord is bringing. And I mentioned how Wonder Woman 1984 remind me of that. Think what's in Wonder Woman 1984? The cheetah. So that's that whole Egyptian cheetah, Vega constellation. There's extraterrestrials that are cats, they're very smart. The felines, they have snake eyes. They have that reptilian first bloodline. There's a woman called Fleur Blon on YouTube who just did a great video with Black Magic 363, and they talk about the felines and the extraterrestrials. And it just reminded me of Wonder Woman 1984. And I have like 3 cats, so my cats, I love them. So October 23rd birthday decode. I just want to add that October 23rd is 1023, which could be 10/23. So your reverse cursed anagram days could be March 21st, which is 321 backwards. It could be 1123, because 1/ could be a 1. So 1123 could be part of your birthday decode. 321, January 23rd, March 12th. March 12th is the day that Butch DeFeo, who terminated his family, passed away. So Butch DeFeo, who he plays the dad, George Lutz, the family that moved in, that was haunted by the Butch DeFeo family, the energy that haunted them was haunting the Lutzes. So when you see 123, think like October is the 1023. So forget about 0. 123 is the same thing as saying 312, 312, which is the day that Butch DeFeo passed away, who terminated his whole family in Amityville Horror. So if you watch previous parts, I mentioned Amityville Horror because he plays in it, and the whole Ice Spice, Annabelle energy and red hair. In Amityville Horror, they have the Brigante family. Brigante is part of the St. Bridget, Mama Bridget, that energy from the Irish people. Italians, there are a lot of Roman people, a lot of Catholic people. So all that energy, they lived in like a Dutch colonial. The Amityville house was Dutch colonial. So everything about that house was just something special. The people that live in it, everything. So yeah, so just remember your reverse anagrams. Like my birthday is 227, so my reverse would be 1227 or 722. So if your birthday is 1023, like I said, 321, 312, 1123, those would be part of your birthday. 312, 321. Okay, so what else would be? That'd be probably most of your birthday anagram numbers, so pay attention.